Hello, I'm Mark McElroy. I'm here at the Electric Cave Recording Studio in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and I'm doing a video from microphoneboutique.com. I'm going to talk today about old Octavas. Most importantly, I did another video talking about modified Octavas, why to modify, why not to modify. Check out my other videos for that one. But today we're going to specifically talk about the famous, air quotes, Chinese copy of the Octava. So, what caused that to happen? At the height of Octava's popularity, they were selling thousands of microphones a month. It was actually more than the factory could provide, so there was a bit of a bottleneck. The UK-based distributor was making very little off of each piece, but selling a lot of them, so they wanted to increase sales. So behind Octava's back, they actually went to a factory and they gave them all the information of how to make the microphone and made some supplemented their inventory with some additional microphones made in a Chinese factory. When Octava got wind of this, they were furious, and they used the occasion to cancel the contract with ASM, the UK-based distributor, which shot themselves in the foot because they started instantly selling much fewer microphones. They went from selling 1,000 of these a month to selling tens of them a month. It was unfortunate, and Octava never really fully recovered until recently from that loss of the distributorship. Now Octava is kind of revitalized. They're making direct connections with sellers all over the world, from the factory, newer, younger personnel using modern, the internet and modern ways of communication to bring the customer and the seller and the company all together. They're doing a good job at that. So that's good news. And I recommend buying new Octavas. There's no need to modify them. They've done some improvements to the newest version of the O12. But this is to talk about the old O12s and the rumors of Chinese production. So it only happened on O12s. It only happened on silver O12s. It only happened on, it also happened to a few 319s. So over the years, since I sell microphones, I always keep an eye on the eBay and Reverb and see what's selling and for how much. And I think over the years, I've only ever seen one Chinese Octava come up for sale. Pardon me. There was a U.S.-based reseller who would buy from the European distributor and resell them in the U.S. And he would kind of fear-monger a little on his, don't buy a used one, it's a Chinese fake, you have to buy a new one, you have to buy it from me. That's not true. As a percentage of how many Octavas are out there that came from this Chinese thing, because remember I said it was supplementary to Octava's production. There may be a total of a couple of thousand out of 160,000 or more. I don't even know the exact numbers. So we're talking about under 1% of the mics you see out there in the used market will actually be Chinese made. And so what was a Chinese made thing? So like I said, the European-based, the UK-based seller got Octava, got a Chinese company to make Octavas. But there's a couple things that you can see and will denote that it's not the genuine Octava pretty right away. One of which is this has flathead screws that hold the cover on the body. I think even the new one has flathead screws. Yeah, even the newest ones still have flathead screws. And the Chinese one will have a Phillips screw there. So, boom, now you know. ASM did print ASM on all their microphones. If it doesn't say ASM, it couldn't possibly be a fake. But if it does say ASM, there's only a 1% chance that it's a fake. So it's probably real. And like I said, you look for that weird screw. Also, I'm told that these didn't sell with a 10 dB pad, which looks like this. This is the Octava's 10 dB pad that sells in the basics in every set of these, even in the most basic set. And the most basic of these don't have the 10 dB pad. So that's another way to tell. So like I said, the bottom line on the Chinese-made Octavas are there are so few of them out there. Don't worry about it. I just told you what you need to know to see if a microphone is Chinese-made. Pardon me, getting over a cold, but don't worry, it's not contagious. And the chances of you coming across one are rare. I've never seen one in person. There were very few of them made. The idea that there were these Chinese microphones was just kind of hyped. So basically, don't worry. And right now, all Octavas are made in Russia. Octava owns this giant factory. There's no reason for them to make microphones in China because they have a workforce. They have a factory. All this was, left over from the Soviet era, so that there's no cost in it all. So paying Chinese people to make Octavas was something Octava never did. It was a distributor who did it. And all Octavas now guaranteed made in Tula, home of Octava and home of the AK-47. So that's the lowdown on Chinese-made Octavas. Once again, to summarize, only the 319 and the 012 could be Chinese-made. Only less than a percentage of them were. Look for the Phillips screwhead, and that will tell you which ones were. Don't worry about it. Buy the new Octavas, not fear-mongering about the Chinese, but the new Octavas actually have a slightly improved circuit based on, see, the newer Octavas would be slightly taller. And they made some of the improvements inspired by the modders. And so this will have the improved coupling capacitors, the Toshiba FET. Octava's gone back to using their vintage logo, which is badass. So that's another reason to buy the new Octavas. And they're still really reasonably priced. So, thanks for watching. Check out my other videos about the 012, and I got lots of other microphone videos for you to see. MicrophoneBoutique.com is my site. And check out the YouTube channel, check out the Facebook, all that. Thanks. Have a good day.